Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report. Let's start with the calendar as always. Calendar is quite busy today, but let me first tell you a little bit about Brexit because the latest information is that United Kingdom UK asks European Union for further extension until 30th of June. So that's the latest news. Pound is not moving. We have a really low volatility on the British pound, so we cannot associate this. We cannot connect this news to any of the movements, any of the price changes on the pound. What else we have is 9 hours ago, 10 hours ago, we got an information that Xi Jinping said that substantial progress has been made in US trade talks, which apparently is a good information, and thanks to this information, stocks are climbing higher, for example. That is contributed to the latest rises on stocks. With that being said, I think we can move to the calendar. Yesterday, after our daily analytical report, what we had is PMIs from Canada, better than expectations. A bit of Fed speak, which did not bring any stronger movements for the dollar. Today we had already industrial production from Germany, which came better than expectations, but we are all waiting for non-farm payrolls. Again, non-farm payrolls are no longer the most important data on the market. It was for a few years after 2008, but now all eyes are focused on all attention is on inflation, for example. Inflation and central banks' policies. But apart from non-farm payrolls, we'll have average hourly earnings, labor force participation rate. This is quite interesting, and the job data from Canada. So that's about it. If you want to open a position today, you need to be aware of what is going to happen next week. Well, early next week, and Monday is super quiet. Tuesday is super quiet too. Fireworks starts on Wednesday because on Wednesday we'll have speech from Mr. Kuroda, who is governor of Bank of Japan. Rate decision and statement, press conference from ECB, pack of data from UK, manufacturing production, industrial production, inflation from United States. So super important day for the currency market, for the forex market, and we will finish Wednesday with FOMC minutes. Rest of the calendar we will explain you next week, but Wednesday will be should be very volatile on the markets. Let's start with the analysis of the Australian dollar to the American dollar. What do we have here is the price after the false breakout of the support made a significant rise, but now we are stuck in a sideways trend. For the proper buy signal, we need to wait for the breakout of the upper line of this pattern. Breakout of the lower line, breakout of the yellow line will bring us a sell signal, and breakout of the blue line will bring us a buy signal. Here, Australian dollar to Swiss franc. As you can see, I do have a position here which is already on profit. This is where I bought. This is my stop loss. Stop loss was originally here. I moved it higher because we made significant movement. The buy position is based on the fact that the price defended this horizontal support, also broke this downtrend line, started to make higher highs and higher lows, which is for me an invitation to go long. This is take profit, this is stop loss. As you can see, as for now, the risk to reward ratio was already nice here, but is much better here. Once we will advance further, I will move my stop loss to the break-even point. So, and you know about this position because I opened that quite some time ago, and I was mentioning that this is quite interesting bullish setup, and it's happening. It's happening. The price is climbing higher. Next instrument is DAX. Despite this bearish H4, which is a shooting star, the price is still pushing higher. Well, this H4 is not relevant because it's not on a resistance. At some point, we should get a bearish correction, right? After this kind of an upswing, we should get some kind of a correction. But yes, the sentiment is totally bullish. The price should be going higher in the next few days. Dollar index had a correction 2 days ago, finished this correction yesterday, and is now ready to test the upper line of the ascending triangle pattern. Yes, this is ascending triangle pattern, so this is horizontal resistance. This is dynamic uptrend line. The price should go here, possibly can bounce from this line, then go to those two lines, and then climb higher. So as long as we stay inside of the ascending triangle, the most probable scenario for the dollar index is bullish. Euro to Russian ruble lost a bit of momentum, as you can see here, but at the end of the story for the euro to Russian ruble is that as long as we stay below the orange area here, the sentiment is negative and the next target is lower orange area. So actually, let me change this color not to confuse you. So as long as we stay below the yellow area, the sentiment is negative and we should be aiming the orange line soon. Now, crude also lost a bit of momentum, but we are obviously very bullish here. What do we have on crude? There's a pennant. Pennant is a trend continuation pattern, so it should result with a further upswing. To be honest with you, I think that the breakout to the downside is more probable. But it will not mean that we do have a sell signal. It will just mean that we are about to test the recent broken resistance because we didn't test it so far. And I think for a healthy uptrend, we have to see a correction from time to time. And this can be time for a correction, so the price can aim this horizontal support, then maybe lower line of the channel up, and then can climb higher because that's what the trend is. Trend on the oil is bullish. American dollar to Canadian dollar still locked in this sideways trend here. There is a short-term double bottom formation which looks quite optimistic. How to trade this? Price breaking the purple line will be a buy signal, and price breaking this horizontal support will be a sell signal. So this is the situation on the American dollar to Canadian dollar. Now British pound to American dollar. Well, obviously experts can explain every single movement with some headlines from the news. So for example, someone can say that yes, UK asked for this extension and we do have an upswing or a downswing, but guys, this is just a normal market movement, 40 pips. This is nothing for the pound. What counts here is the fact that we came below this line and that on H4 price created a shooting star here, which can be perceived as a negative sign, and the price currently it is more likely that we will test this lower orange area. S&P 500 right now, sideways trend, lost a bit of momentum, but we are on long-term highs, so it's all good. It's all good, all optimistic for the buyers. Not much to add here, to be honest with you. I don't trade this bubble, so I try to stay away from stocks. American dollar to Russian ruble. Yes, on this instrument we also lost a bit of momentum, but the sentiment is still positive, so the price came back above the orange support after the false breakout. I am a firm believer in the false breakouts. So when there is a false breakout, most probably there will be a continuation of this movement, and I look forward for the proper upswing. Not that I want dollar to be stronger against ruble, or the other way. I just want the technical analysis to win, and price getting higher will be a clear win for the technical analysis. Bitcoin, strong rise, strong correction, not reversal. This is just a correction. We are still able, price still should be able to aim $6,000 for one Bitcoin, which for me is the closest resistance. Well, probably not only for me, because many traders see this chart, and $6,000 is pretty obvious here. I think that the price can aim this resistance. Now free the best setups. I also do have a short position on New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar here. Stop loss is here. I opened this because of this bearish engulfing pattern, false breakout above the downtrend line and the horizontal resistance, and breakout of this horizontal support. Everything is here. Most recently, well, I opened this after this correction. This correction was continued a little bit higher, and then we had a drop. On a D1 chart, last candle from yesterday is awesome. This is a shooting star, perfectly ending this correction, and I look forward for the price to test the blue area. But if we will get a weekly chart like this, I think this will open us a way towards this long-term horizontal support. Now gold, which finally got to this neckline of the head and shoulder formation. I was telling you that this neckline is a target for the past few days, really, and this neckline is a target and was a target, and on this neckline what the price did is price created a hammer. Well, when I see a hammer on a legitimate horizontal support, because it is with us since when? The beginning of the year, so these are yearly lows, guys. Lowest levels 2019, and the price creates a daily hammer on those lows. Well, for me, it's a signal to buy. This is why I bought gold stop loss below, and we will see. Obviously, the price can reverse, but I don't care, because this setup is just a major principle of the price action. And if you see this kind of setup, well, I'm not telling you what you should do. No, but if I see this kind of setup, I can only think about buying, and I would feel really bad if I didn't use this opportunity. Obviously, 60% for the win, 40% for the loss. It can still result with a loss. But the thing is that I had to open this position because it's just a pure price action principle. American dollar to Swiss franc. Here we do have a nice bearish setup, but we don't have a sell signal. The setup comes from the fact that we do have flag in a downtrend, so it should result with a drop. The one place to open short position is after the breakout of the blue line, but the price is approaching combination of 4 important resistances, and bearish price action here can be a good occasion to sell. What are those 4 resistances? It's the upper line of the flag, it's the neckline of the head and shoulder of the triple top formation, it's 50% Fibo, and it's horizontal resistance taken from those highs here. So price creating bearish pattern, engulfing, shooting star, evening star, etc. will be a good occasion to go short. Now American dollar to Japanese yen, doing what was expected yesterday. I showed you upswing, flag, upswing, flag, upswing, flag, upswing, and yes, This is what American dollar to Japanese yen is doing. Let me show you this. Let's do it even like that to be more precise. This is breakout of the dynamic downtrend line, which opens us a way towards new highs. New Zealand dollar breakout here below those dynamic supports. But I told you that it does not look so good, so only the buy signal when we'll have a breakout of the horizontal resistance. We did not have a breakout of the horizontal resistance. Instead of this, the price reversed. So what do we have here is, I think we do have a continuation of the downswing. That is actually a breakout of those supports, test, and a drop. So New Zealand dollar should be weaker, American dollar should be stronger. Last but not least, euro dollar. I said that we should have a small reversal yesterday. Yes, we do have. What the price is creating is inverse head and shoulder pattern, but the buy signal from the inverse head and shoulder will be created after the breakout of 23.6, or if you want to be more careful, after the breakout of the neckline. But as for now, we cannot think about buying euro dollar because it is still too early. So finally, we do have some interesting movements. Instruments are respecting price action principles, and we'll see how it will finish. I have 3 promising setups positions on the market, and we'll see how it will work out. Thanks very much for watching Daily Analytical Report. For more occasion setups, visit our Twitter account and our website alpari.news.